Alright guys, welcome to the channel. My name is James McDonald and I'm here in beautiful Sydney. I've just moved into a lovely apartment here in Coogee. Some of my stuff is, oh well, my cupboard's open. There you go. So you see a little bit of me. I'm still kind of unpacking. And you know, what's this about? If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And this channel is really about documenting my journey and say story on really just creating the best life for myself. You know, literally I'm just documenting the story on how can I live in my purest potential even more, and what does that look like, and how does that natural evolution look like? And it's not like your traditional like mindset or motivational channels where it's like, yeah, you know, like go crush your goals or write a list down. And even though I just wrote a list down, I literally just wrote a list. I'm like, just to give me a few pointers on the areas of what I want to talk about. But again, it's not your traditional psychology channel. Okay, this channel is about frequencies. It's about dimensional healing. Yeah, and you might be thinking, well, what the hell does that mean? Well, it's the most potent way to transform your life. Okay, and I'm not dissing writing lists, because look, I just wrote a list. Okay, what I'm talking about is we want to go beyond the thinking mind, right? And that's what this channel is about helping you, one, sharing my story, because it kind of helps me understand me better, my abilities better, and then that allows me to help you better, right? Clients of mine, or whether you're using a free program or a free resource, or you're a private client of mine or a client, it doesn't really matter. If I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Either way. So, and because a lot of people, and myself included, again, I've been in the personal development industry for 10 years now, a decade, right? Learned some amazing things, but the really the key thing that I was kind of missing was that underlying frequency formula, yeah, or that that frequency formula. Yeah, I was doing a lot of mindset work and getting ahead, and you know, creating amazing relationships and building my network. And I built it wasn't very big, but a very small online business that wasn't, you know, financially too successful, to be frank, but skill set, skill acquisition, network, success, absolutely. Met a lot of amazing people, learnt incredible life skills that you can apply really anywhere. And that helped me score a job managing a multiple six-figure basketball company, which was really cool. Holiday camps with a lovely guy called Richie. And yeah, I got, you know, anyway, I've done quite a range of things. And but why are you here, right? And if you're looking to shift your life, maybe you're feeling stressed, anxious, or you're doing all of those amazing success protocols, right? You're doing those success protocols, but they might be not sticking as well, or maybe you're just curious about, say, the underlying, say, side of life, on what really makes up you. Then you're in the right place, okay? Because believe it or not, but we are made up of code. Okay, we are literally just an algorithm projecting ourselves here in this physical environment. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, cool. Well, how the hell do you know that, right? Well, I had the pleasure and the luxury, I suppose the privilege, of stumbling across a gentleman by the name of Masati, and diving into his work, even though it's not his. And he states this, it's a universal knowledge, right, that he's labeled and packaged up really nicely, called exponential intelligence. That's how we kind of came into it. He came into it. He had a couple of near deaths, now 3 near deaths. Long story short, 12, say 15 years later of experimenting and really diving into deep state meditations, he, you know, discovered, say, the secrets of life. You know, the secrets of, but it's not really a secret. That's the thing. That handbook is in all of us. You know, it's in me, it's in you, and that's what I help people do. You know, I help people access that internal guide, right? That internal handbook that is available to all of us. Yeah, it doesn't belong to anyone. well, actually it does. It belongs to all of us, yeah? It's a universal, say, consciousness, and it's a universal tool, yeah, that we have access to. But for a lot of people, now a lot of people are coming into that, whether they're spiritual or not, or whether they're scientific or not. I wouldn't really call myself spiritual. I'm not, even though I've got friends that love it, and maybe I am spiritual. I'm not too sure, but I suppose you could say I'm spiritual. I believe, no, it's not really a belief. It's more of a knowing. We are more than the physical. We really are. Okay, we really are. And I went from kind of yo-yoing around in life, and again, achieving some pretty cool successes in my life, very cool successes. But again, just something wasn't really sticking. So dived into this work, and my life is totally different now. Okay, again, I got back into sports, got back into looking after and nurturing my health, and really, I just got back to being happy. Right? Instead of like really, kind of beating myself up over goals and things like that, and achieving, there are moments in my life now where just walking down the street is really enjoyable, or hanging out with my nephew and my sister, and or just or even just training, and then they're doing things like this. It's really nice, it feels good, it's fulfilling. Yeah, it amplifies who I am even more. Making money, operating a business, coaching basketball, dating, right? And getting out there and say experiencing life from a new lens. And that's really what it's about. And that's what I kind of want to get into today. So if you're keen, if you're struggling with things and you're looking for, say, a new way, or say a different way to help where you're at, you want to listen in, because it's about frequencies and dimensions. Okay, so if you just imagine you're creating yourself out of a dimension here, and many of you have already heard this before, so you don't need to listen to it again, or maybe you do. But again, if say you're operating out of here, okay, you're projecting yourself here into the physical, and in that, say, dimension, you have ingredients of lack, abuse, and control, right, or sacrifice, whatever it might be, that's limiting you. So no matter what you create, it's going to be laced with those ingredients. So even if you create success, because you are operating out of that dimension, right, your success is going to start, over time, it'll burden you if you have abuse patterns, or say, if you're in that, say, abusive formula. That abuse, that dimension that has abuse. Okay, so, but guess what? There's another dimension of you, right? Infinite possibilities, right? There's limitless possibilities. If you're into like quantum physics and quantum theory and things like that, or like Joe Dispenza, the field, there's infinite possibilities of you. So guess what? What we do in frequency healing, or exponential intelligence, as Masati has labeled and packaged, what we help you do is we literally just go, hey, like, you're operating here, but like, check out this dimension of yourself. So we kind of just help you resonate differently, take a step out of that dimension. So you go, shit, well, there's a better one over here, right? Because it's in your blood, right? It's in your DNA, Deep down, your default setting is to be amazing. It's to be vibrant. It's to be, this pristine being, right? You look at an infant and you just go, damn, you feel the potential, the love, the infinite possibilities in that child, right? That infant. You are a part of that. You were once an infant, okay? It's simply the concoction of the messed up frequencies that society has basically created over time that's really messed us up. It's really fucked us up, right? If you look at society, okay? A lot of health issues and things like that. Good thing is, though, it's changing, okay? But no one's fault. We've been, from a lot of people out there doing the best that they can. Just like you. If you've got this far, you've been doing the best you can. Maybe you've transformed your life in a really fantastic way. So give yourself a pat on the back, because again, we are carrying generational, if you want to call it trauma, I would say generational frequencies and patterns and timestamps in our cellular structure, right? The cool thing is when we shift our dimension of self, we literally start recreating that cellular structure. Okay, and I know that kind of sounds crazy, but again, I'll refer my teacher, and you might be thinking, well, why are you referring your teacher and not you? Why don't you just go work with your teacher? And it's like, cool. Honestly, if you want to go work with Masati, go work with him. He's the OG, right? He's the godfather or the father of frequencies. So, and if you're drawn to work with me, you're drawn to work with me. It's honestly, it doesn't bother me. What's fantastic is you're exploring this. And even if you don't explore this, it's all good, whatever. So going back to Masati, I was catching up with him in Spain last year with a wonderful group of people. We had a retreat over there, and we were chatting about some tests that were being done on the frequencies that he generates, and now I generate, and that's possible for you as well. And he was telling me about this situation where he dropped into a deep meditative state with a strand of DNA. They were testing the power of those frequencies with DNA strands. And what they found after a 20-minute deep dive, that DNA completely broke down, right? That cell, the DNA structure, completely broke down. But then the cool thing, right, it's kind of scary, right? So, holy shit, like you're breaking down DNA. So it's like, damn, that's pretty intimidating, right? Absolutely, very powerful. So, but the cool thing is after some time, and I don't know the exact details, but that DNA strand started to recreate itself. I'll say that again. That DNA strand started to recreate itself in a more, and it was a more pristine definition, or say it started to recreate itself. Okay, so that kind of little study suggested that frequency healing and say master's abilities, my abilities, and there are a few others out there that are really coming into their abilities, that that humans, given the right handbook that's accessible to you, that kind of suggested that we can shift our DNA structure, right? And even in my own client experiences, I've got and I've spoken about her quite a lot. I'll have to get her on at some point. But again, her, say, DNA structure and cellular, say, membrane, or say coding is really shifting, okay? And she's rediscovering, say, what makes her human, so that she can actually digest foods better, right? And actually heal properly, because her cells weren't really hers, if that makes sense, which made it like hard for her to actually be successful with natural remedies and herbs and botanicals and all those amazing things out there. Okay, so that's what I mean by you could write all the lists in the world, but if you were operating in that same dimension of self, then you're limited. Yeah, so again, change the dimension of where you're operating out of, and it'll open up your natural abilities of healing. Yeah, so then when you go and have the green juice, or you do a detox, or whatever it might be, you're actually, again, you're in a different dimension, so that you're creating yourself differently. So those beautiful things that are out in the world, they really work for you. That those self-healing mechanisms are really in place. Okay, so I could go on for hours on this. It's a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful way to, again, live your best life and just be a grander version and reflect that brilliance. So if you are keen for that and you got this far, 14 minutes and 44 seconds, now 47 seconds, check out the online program that I do. Okay, there's a link below. Look, go to it, have a look. You can read some of the testimonials on my main website, and then go to the program, read the details. If you're drawn to it, get stuck into it. Many of you already know what it's about. Many of you have done it a few times. Some of you are new to it. I would highly recommend it. If you are feeling drawn to it, there is a reason for it. Okay, and that would be your, say, natural intelligence. Okay, kind of like calling out to you. So I would trust that. If you're not drawn to it, I would trust that. If it's like, yeah, no, not this month, and that feels right for you, awesome. If this doesn't feel right to you at all, awesome. It's all good. So click the link below, have a check of the details, and we start literally on Tuesday the 23rd, which is, this video would be released on the Monday morning, so you have about 24 hours. So if you receive this in a cute newsletter, we're starting in 24 hours. 24 hours basically. So get your butt in the game, and yeah, I'll see you in 24 hours. I'm excited. It's a fresh new James. Again, a lot of shifts within me. I've upgraded a lot. Again, I continue to work with Masati. I continue to evolve myself. It's timeless. It's never ending. So, you get to a point where it's really enjoyable. Yeah, it's really fun. So, and sometimes it might be a little bit confusing and things like that. And you have moments of, WTF and shit. Am I thinking clearly, and all those sorts of things? And absolutely, it's very different. So if you need support and you need things to be answered for you, things that haven't been answered for you, then exponential intelligence, or say frequency healing, is the answer. It's basically bringing out your truth. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys. Much love, peace. If you got this far, like the video. You can subscribe as well and leave a comment if you feel drawn to. And I will see you on the program, or I'll see you in the next video. All right. Much love. Peace.